My one today, I think, was about 4 minutes.
Fine. I just
Yeah.
want us to at least do the minimum 60. And then we can now, because for now, we're not thinking about, oh, we people listen. The
Mm.
aim is just create, full stop, create. Okay. And that's the focus. Sometimes we focus on so many other things. We're oversaturated, but now we're just expressing ourselves. We're sharing things that we like, and we are doing it at our own pace. That's the aim of every single thing we do. That's the aim. And I don't know if this is streaming yet. I've not gotten the notification that it's streaming, but it usually plays back a bit. Anyway, so now we have another Oyinda Mola. I think Oyinda, you just rename yourself to Gloria, so I know which one is you, and I can um see other people and know who is who on the call. It seems most of us join with your link. So that's where it now becomes something that your name comes up as Oyindamola. So today I'll play a short video that we'll discuss. But in addition, I would also be talking to you about what I've called guilty pleasures. So I'm like, stop calling them guilty pleasures. You enjoy them. So when I say guilty pleasures, what comes to your mind? Is it something that you're ashamed of, something that you don't want people to know about? What is it for every single person? Everybody's response will be different, but it will be good to hear from people when we say guilty pleasures. What comes to mind?
For me, something a bit naughty, something that's not really that good. It's not essentially harmful, but I could do without it. Essentially, that's what I think of guilty pleasures.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, something not something that you can't do without. All right. Anyone else? So I said stop calling them guilty pleasures because they are things that get us excited. They are joy markers, as I call them. They reveal your taste. They are part of your spectrum of who you are. So we need to admit the fact that we actually enjoy doing these things. So even before we start, because what are the guilty pleasures that you will be have? It's good to write them down to know which ones you have and what we can do. You don't need to justify the things that get you happy, make you happy. The world may not like it, but you do, so you don't need to justify it. There are some things that make you smile that are not a distraction. They kind of help you be a better person. They are data, they are clues to your creative reading. Your creative reading is important to you. Most of us are not creating from the person we are because we are trying to be like everyone else. So if the things I enjoy talking about, if the things I enjoy this thing are not enjoyed by others, I will not say I really, really enjoy doing this. So it's not just about, oh, people are now watching Korean series. So Korean TV is becoming regular. My guilty pleasure before was Korean series, 2010. That was what I used to, because nobody could understand. And then you're trying to explain to them and tell them why they should understand and get into it. But it kind of gave an idea of what gets me excited and the things like that. There's a cultural trap that we have. There's this, we don't want to be separated from people. And most of us, unintentionally, we are obsessed with status. So it's a cultural obsession with hierarchy and status. So we are like, okay, this is what every other person likes. We're going to fall into this cultural trap if we don't take care. But it's also an artificial separation. It's how we learn to separate high art from low art, serious taste to silly joy. There are some things that some people do that everybody will love. There are some things that people do that everybody will hate. But what you notice that sometimes certain things that people society hated before, they've started liking now. And maybe you've always liked it behind the scenes, but you could not say you liked it. Growing up, I loved Famous Five. I loved Enid Blyton. I loved anything reading books. I've not really gotten into the Harry Potter phase, but I'm a Marvel girl. Football and I are enemies. We don't understand each other, but that's somebody else's guilty pleasure. That's something else that may bring someone else joy. There are some girls that don't like to say that they like football because they feel that it's a man's sport. So don't separate yourself. Do not allow others to police your taste in all this. Some say, oh, this reality some people like trash reality TV. They will never tell you. There's some people that will watch the Kardashians, they watch all these shows, they can never admit it. So there are certain things that people will say is ratchet. Some people will say, oh, this is too this. I can never find myself watching it. But you know that love and hip hop is your thing. You know that Real Housewives is your thing. But you just because you are quote unquote educated, sophisticated, this is not what you should be doing. In front of certain friends, you may admit it, but in front of people that you believe that should matter to you, you paint a different picture of yourself. It's the same thing with us as Christians. Sometimes we do not want to show up to truly to of who we the truth of who we are in front of some Christian friends because we feel that they will judge us. So what are the things that you will do if you are not policed? I was talking to a friend and when we talked about guilty pleasures, we said things that make you laugh or somebody laughed at something that you said you loved. I remember the first time I told someone I loved Korean series. They laughed. They found it hilarious. They're like, I'm like, but we used to watch Indian movies growing up. But someone says they watch Nollywood. You may laugh because you don't watch Nollywood. You are too smart to enjoy that. Those are things that you may have heard in the past. Oh, I know. Yes, I know it's dumb. It's just my guilty pleasure. That's what you may now say in response because you don't want to be ridiculed. So why are you justifying what you like? And as a creative, what you consume matters. And if you are not careful, one thing TikTok will do for you is it will give you your FYP. It will give you your For You page of things that you actually like, not things that you think you should like. And that is what happens with us. Sometimes we have so censored ourselves that we are not even allowing ourselves face the truth about things that we feel. Now, most of us are not connected with our creative sides. We are like, we can't create, we can't just find that passion. We have been so disconnected from it because we've censored ourselves. We are looking at performance. We have traded joy for approval, which is one of the statements that I found profound when I was looking at this. We have traded joy for approval. We think more about what others will say than what we want. How many of us are working to the best of our creative potential as at now? If you are, fantastic, say yes. If you're not, what are you willing to do to work to the best of your creative potential? And if you don't know your guilty pleasures, let's just look at it a little bit. One, there are clues to your natural rhythm and pacing. What are the things that you naturally like? These are the clues. So if you're like, oh, I don't have guilty pleasures, I don't have guilty pleasures, think again. Start writing. What are the things that you naturally like, that you are naturally pacing for you? So your mood, tone, and creative answer, they are portals. So they are a gateway to your mood, your tone, and your creative essence, which is quite important for you. Part of creative recovery is getting us to create. And getting us to create little by little, step by step, express ourselves fully, and stop limiting our creative cycle. The good thing about what we're doing now is it's directionless. It's just supposed to be you exploring what makes you happy. It's not based on any other person's judgment. It's not based on anything. So you're talking, I give a blank slate that you can talk about anything, any idea, anything at all, at all, at all. And some of us still struggle to even do that. Because sometimes the things you want to talk about, you don't you don't think others want to hear about it. but it's something that's just someone just wakes you up, you will easily talk about it. There are clues. So when you're thinking about creating content or creating your Jaga Jaga video, explore the things that make you happy. Don't just look at the things that you think people want to hear. Nobody tells your story like you. There are maps to your joy, your memories, and your freedom. You create from your memories. Some of our memories about our creative skills have been injured by the cares of this world. When you think about all the things happening in the world, you are confused. You're like, oh, so why should I be doing this? I was talking to someone yesterday that does art, and I was telling him that he needs to get back to drawing. And he's like, ah, my wife will say that we've not paid bills and I'm drawing. But you're struggling with every other thing, communicating this, that, when you should understand that your block may be because you've blocked yourself from doing certain things. And that could be you. At work, you're struggling. In life, you're struggling. It just has to come from within. So, oh, this, we've moved things around a little bit. So when this was created, week 4 was supposed to have been about our creative arsenal. And I will just briefly touch about it. Your creative arsenal is what I call your creative toolbox. It's a place where you keep all your creative things that you do. Your profile, the things that come to you naturally. Now you're adding your guilty pleasures to it, but since we've not done that, that's just what it is. So your creative arsenal has your creative fingerprints, what I call your colors, your styles, your moods, your genres that you're drawn to. We're going to do this another time because I think if we start thinking about this, okay, let's talk about this a little. Colors, and go with everybody in the class. What colors and styles are you attracted to when you see design? Let me come back to the chat. What colors and style are you attracted to? For me, I am very, very attracted to white and black. If I have too many colors, I'm not really in the mood. So even when they did the other story brand and they're like, okay, we'll give you colors, blues, greens. Those colors do not really fascinate me. I am not drawn to them. The aesthetics I am drawn to, I like vintage, old things like chest. I like old luggages, with chest, old libraries. So that's the pen, the quill, scrolls. Those are the type of things that I am drawn to. So in my signature, there is always a quill in it. That's my style. I like that vintage old feeling. And the reason is simply because things are no longer built to last. They are not built to pass from one generation to another. So I like things that are sturdy. That's my style. If I'm going for colors, I will go for muted colors. And the genre I'm interested in, if I look at creative wise, music wise, soft rock, Afro soul, that's what I am requiring. So that's what is in my creative DNA. If I ask you to answer the same question, your colors, your styles, everything, and if I'm not talking, I'll just put everybody in a group again because I think people talk better when you're in a group. So we have two in the Molas. So please let me know who is who. But Fina, when it comes to your own creative blueprints or fingerprints rather first, what colors are you attracted to? Or what colors make your creative blueprints or fingerprint rather?
I would say I'm a dark color person. Maybe it's because I'm light skinned. I would say I'm attracted to darker colors.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, anything dark colors. I like black.
Oh,
I'm a
that's
black
nice.
person.
Okay.
And anything dark brown, just dark colors, dark shades.
Okay. And what kind of style? I know you are more fashion oriented than I am. So when it comes to style, What attracts you? What attracts you? What will make you stop scrolling?
Mm. I don't know.
Nothing.
I can't really say. I just like what I like. Like I can't really
What do you like?
say, okay, that this is what I like. I just see things and I like them. Like I don't know. Like you mean
I
when
don't
you
know
say
what I like, but when I see what I don't like, I like it. I know. Are you like me? I say that sometimes. Someone will say, okay, do you have
yeah,
anything in mind? No. But if I see what I
well,
don't
I like exactly. So I can't really say what I like, but when I see what I like, I know I'll say, okay, I like this.
okay.
But mm-hmm.
All right, okay. And what kind of things are you drawn to? What will make you dance? What will make you binge a series?
Sorry, repeat the question.
What will make you dance? If you don't dance, what will make you binge a series? As in you see a series and you're just like, oh, I have to watch this till I will watch all the episodes in one day.
Okay, what will make me dance? If I'm happy, I'll dance.
What makes you happy?
Different things. Ah, money makes me happy. If I have
Okay,
money, I'll
yeah, yeah,
dance.
yeah.
And what else? Many things make me happy. If well, I don't know what to say, but many
That's a
things
good
make me
that's
happy. I
no
don't know
money
what to
makes you
say right
happy. I
now.
mean, that's a good one already.
Yeah.
A good one. All
Yeah, and
right
I like
then.
music as well. I'm a music person.
Oh, really? What kind of music do you like?
I'm a music person. So I like R&B, I like hip
Okay,
hop, I like Afrobeat.
okay.
Yeah, and yeah, that's it. I like to
All right.
listen to music. Yeah.
Interesting. See, you're figuring out. So these are all the things that kind of make you want to create or not to create. And then what is the thing that what will you say your own guilty pleasure is?
Ah,
Reality TV?
yeah, okay. So I used to watch a lot of reality TV back then, but now I don't even have the time to. So my guilty pleasure. Ah,
Mine is
I
TikTok.
don't have one.
Mine
Okay,
is
yeah, social
TikTok.
media,
Ah,
TikTok, Instagram, maybe.
I've
Maybe I
tried.
will
I
say
have tried. I have
maybe I will say
tried.
that is my guilty pleasure, but should that be a guilty pleasure? I don't
I'm
think
ashamed
so.
of it sometimes.
Because everybody is on social. Most people are always on social media. So
Yeah,
I don't
no,
see it
so
as a
good.
guilty pleasure though.
Okay. Oh no, it's
But
my own.
we can consider it anyway. We
TikTok.
can consider.
TikTok specifically for me. TikTok. Twitter, nah. Other ones I can manage, but TikTok, no, we're live and direct. But thank you so much, Fina, for sharing. Does
Thank
anyone want
you.
to go next? Your creative loop fingerprint. So all these things that you're like, oh, I like Afrobeats, I'm drawn to this. You take time and just um write them out because you'll do a little activity with this information. Now, you're supposed to write 5 to 10 guilty pleasures, and we're going to cross out the word guilty pleasures. They are simply pleasures. Like she said, oh, everybody is on social media. Oh, reality TV have become the norm. Now, reality TV was not the norm before. It was not something you should be proud of, but now it's different. Maybe there's something else that you like that you know that it's not harming anybody, but you just want to keep it to yourself. Fine. I love looking at people crochet and create artwork. It's not something that I can do. So to something that gives me joy. I'll write that as something that gives me joy. But think about the ideas or the topics or the conversations you would like to have, but are guilty pleasures. Things you enjoy, but you've been ashamed to admit. So remember, I said we always define everything we are doing. So our guilty pleasure definition now at this point in time is what do you enjoy or but have been ashamed to admit? I'm not ashamed to say I like staying at home. It's a public pleasure. I will stay in my house 24/7. So I'll give us a couple of minutes to think about that and then we'll discuss because Afina made a good point. I said something and she said, that's not really a guilty pleasure. Another of the songs I created. All right. So has everybody had time to write? Or do you need more time? I think that was 2 songs. Um, I have two Indambolas. I'm not sure who the other person is. Gloria, can you rename yourself so that can you unmute and just let me know which one you are? So at least we know that is the last person on the calls because I have Lola, Fina, Gloria, and one more person.
Yes, ma'am. I am here, ma'am.
Okay. Great. Okay, so um right now we should have written 5 to 10 guilty pleasures, things that we enjoy but have been ashamed to admit. It doesn't have to be something that is dangerous or that's the mistake people make. Also, we are recognizing them simply as things that we enjoy, even if we feel bad that we do. Then what do they give you? What does this reveal about your creative identity? Do you even know your creative identity? Most of us don't see ourselves as creatives. So how then do we know our creative identity? Because you have to give yourself permission to enjoy doing the things that you used to do before. It's about reclaiming what you enjoy and incorporating it into your life, even if it's once a month, once a week, or something. Because I understand that, yes, Jack, we have kids, we have work, we have all these things. But sometimes we've deprived ourselves from the things that bring us joy. Now, we're not saying that you need to book a weekend away every month to go and do anime binge watching. No, we're saying that and do some things that you enjoy, but incorporate them into your calendar. And this week, we're all going to kind of plan our calendar. And when you think about this creative activities, is it nostalgic? When I thought about Famous Five, I was like, wow, there are things that I used to enjoy now that I've not created time for. It felt nostalgic. It felt nostalgic thinking about painting yesterday. I was like, it's something that I enjoy doing, but I'm terrible at. So it's kind of a guilty pleasure that I enjoy exploring art through others. But now that I'm using AI, I'm really exploring art through that. And that too is kind of embarrassing because when the real artists see it, I feel like they will ridicule what I have. Although I have like a 3 foot poster, 3 3 foot posters that I made with AI in my house. And some things that people will call guilty pleasures, rom-com, they have strong dialogues, they have feel-good acts that we need in life. They have emotional clarity. So that's why some of us want them and need them. If you like pop music, the simplicity, the energy, you don't have to think too much. You are overstimulated with school and everything. So it's just rhythm and mass connection. Reality TV, if you do like that, think about real-time storytelling, the character arcs, the pace, the keeping you on your toes. I like things like Criminal Minds because I'm like, okay, who is the unsub? They get me start thinking. Although sometimes when I watch detective shows, I already know what's going to happen now. But you're reframing what joy means to you. So it's not just about saying, okay, what is my guilty pleasure? It's like you are thinking about the things that get you excited, the things that give you joy. Animated films, imagination, metaphor, bold visuals, makeup videos, you're thinking about transformation, details, color theory. There's quite a lot in the thing that you like, but you've just not seen that there's something that has a creative value in it. And sometimes if we don't see value, we don't do it anymore. We are now adults, and adulting has kind of restricted our creativity and we just say, oh, this part, I won't do this part anymore. I won't do this part, even if it's a part you enjoy. So we talk about what gives you joy. And let's take a few minutes to think about what are the things that excite you? What are the things that give you joy in your own opinion? What are the things that me, if I think of Enid Blyton, Famous Five, but reading books doesn't give me joy. Listening to books doesn't give me joy. But watching all these Chinese dramas that are short and the dialogue is terrible. The translation is terrible. It just gives me joy because sometimes I just don't want my brain to think too much. So I am just like, this is my way of letting out steam. Think about yourself. You don't need to identify the creative value, but we need to think about what excites you, what gives you joy. For me, cartoons. Cartoons is important. Very, very important for me. As in, it's something that even when my god kids come, we fight about cartoons to watch. And then AI give me joy, creating gives me joy, teaching gives me joy, talking gives me joy. Um, difficult situations give me joy. As in, if there's a problem, I have to fix it. Joy doesn't always mean, oh, there's this big excitement and you're rolling and you're laughing from your belly. But there's a calmness I approach it with that is different from the way other people will approach it. Being calm in a calm, sane environment gives me joy. Going outside and mixing with human beings doesn't give me joy. Some people it does. For some people like me, it drains me. So think about the things that give you joy and let's share a bit. So I would play music again and then we will, after one song, come back and talk about the things that give us joy.
One, two, never speak. One, who have a lot to say. The ones who have swallowed their stories for far too long, who are ready to let them rise. For the strong, quiet will never speak, or never heard, cause they never break. Ones who have been sun, ones who have been unkindly interpreted. This is for the ones who have a lot to say. Have been watching, who have been holding, who have been strong, the ones who speak things.
All right. So, did we list things that we can do that we remember that actually get us excited or bring us joy? Lola, let's start with you. Can you think of things that you know that you enjoy doing, but you just don't do anymore?
Yes, I love going. I was actually talking to someone about this yesterday. I love films. I love going to the
Okay.
cinema. I love doing that. Yeah, that was my favorite pastime. I try not to do it as much because when I go to the cinema, I have to make a whole experience of it.
Okay.
I have to buy popcorn. I mean, not popcorn,
Yes.
buy the ice cream. And
Okay.
yeah, and there was one time I went to the cinema like 4 times in a week. That was when I had a lot of free time and I was very naughty. So I try not to go because I also feel guilty because at least when you're watching Netflix or whatever, you can pause, you can come back to it. But when it's a cinema, it's like sometimes these films are 3 hours, 2 hours. And just because of the way my schedule is, I always feel
Guilty.
guilty for,
Yeah.
because then you have to factor in actually going there, getting the ticket and like the whole thing can take up to like 3, 4 hours.
Yes.
So, but I try to go maybe once in a while, just to, you know, like just relieve some stress. But yeah, that was something that used to spark a lot of joy for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I used to enjoy going to the cinema, but now it's an experience.
Mm.
It takes too much time, so I don't really go all the time. Orange Wednesdays, when I do. Can you remember? Not
Yes, I
people
do.
time. So we used to go. So Wednesdays we're going to the cinema. Wednesdays we're going to
Yeah.
the cinema, and it encouraged a lot of yeah spending time with friends. Thank you. Anyone else want to share what they think that used to bring them joy, or they still do that brings them joy? Okay, let's move swiftly because we have just a few minutes. So if you think about the things that give you joy, just understand that it is giving you direction. It's a compass. If joy was a compass, it shows the direction. If joy wasn't a break from the walk, but the old direction, so that you don't feel guilty about doing this thing, but you just enjoy it while you are doing it. Sometimes when we are doing these things that we know are guilty pleasures, we are not even enjoying the process. We're like, I should be doing something else. You're overthinking the process. Enjoy it. It's also about the inspiration. What if your guilty pleasure was your most honest content lead? Because Lola, you love cinema so much. I would like to see you create content about movies and the cinema and stuff like that. There's this guy that talks about it. I was sending one of his posts, and the way he talks about it, he just started this year and he's really, really going far. It's just like he's gisting you. And it's such a simple conversation, simple lighting, just shot on his phone, probably. And it's a good conversation. It's the quality of the content, not just the quality of the video. And freedom. What if creativity became easier when you stopped hiding? So are you hiding? Are you holding yourself back? Is your light not coming up because you have dimmed it so much in other areas? You are not looking at the metrics. You're not looking at shame. You're not mimicking others. You are just creating from within. Now, this is a question I want you to take home. What have you loved in silence? Think about the joys you have kept hidden from others. What have you loved in silence? And how can it guide your next move? Sometimes we're waiting for permission, so don't wait for permission. Don't shrink with delight. What delights you, rather? Let joy take the mic in your creative journey this week. So when you're creating, what have you loved in silence? Tell us. Create your content about that. Or you journal about it. And how can it guide your next move? You don't know until you make the first move, which is first of all saying that you loved something in silence. Most times we want the whole picture to be perfect. So this week, I'm encouraging everybody to say it, to let joy lead, to let joy teach, to let joy write, and I will add to let joy film. Don't kind of think about it. So if you're thinking of something that you would take today is create from your core. Stop apologizing while you are creating. Stop apologizing. We have over apologized for our quirkiness. There are quirks we have that we just ignore. Let your taste speak. Your videos this week should speak from your core. Your core is your center, and let your joy show. If we look at it from that perspective, we will say it loud. We will let joy lead. We will let joy teach you because you are learning from your own data. You are listening to yourself, learning and taking action, and you will let joy write and film what you're filming. I want you to record it. I want you to share it. I want you to show it. I want you to do it intentionally. Let's see the things that are your guilty pleasures. It's not enough to say, oh, I'm a creative, or I am becoming a creative, or I want to be part of the creative industry. The good news is you're already part of it. The bad news is that you're the one that has to do the work and show up. Everybody else can guide and push you in a certain direction, but you yourself have to do the work. And your work this week is Sabi Core, complete the document. Yes, complete the document that you are supposed to complete before Friday. We'll take a poll in the WhatsApp group, and we most likely will host co-working sessions so that we can actually come and get some work done. I'm thinking the days we can do co-working are Monday and Friday and Wednesday. However, tomorrow is Monday and we didn't plan anything. Friday is the day we meet, so it will probably be Wednesday because Tuesday evening and Thursday evening I have sessions. So I won't be able to meet, but you may be able to meet with the team and they can still host the co-working sessions with you and for you. But come there and do the work because there's work that needs to be done. And even if you don't, you've done all the work you need to do. Just allow yourself the freedom to create. Stop overthinking it. All right, any questions, contributions, feedback, objections? All right, so we finished early today, 10 minutes early or 9 minutes early. If there are no questions, then I'll bid everyone goodbye. I'll put a notes in the WhatsApp group, although they will go elsewhere also. I'll put the slides there just in case anybody wants it. But oh, I'm still sharing my screen. Yes, you'll get the soft copy if it will be, sorry, who joined as Oyindamola, so we know if you're on the list. Because everything is going to be added to the platform. Everything is going to be added to the platform. So if you have access to the platform, if you don't, then I just need to know who's joining so that I can sort you out. So I'll give you a couple of seconds to reply. But if not, the replay will be on YouTube. The documents and all the other things will be on the coaching platform or the commitment circle platform. And if you're in the WhatsApp group, to just save time, I will just drop it at once. All right, then. Anyone that has any questions, you have my details, send me a message directly and I'll respond. All right, take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Hey, Lola. Bye, Fina.